I'm just done, pointing at the philosophy. Because I'm overreacting. I'm sorry. All right. Boop. Annoyance, you want to count us off? Thanks, Annoyance. 3, 2, 1. And welcome to another Gaming Stooges review. This time we are doing a new
Fire
game.
Emblem Awakening.
Hey.
Hi.
Shut the fuck up. I'm doing this shit.
Oh, okay.
Put a cock in your mouth. Suck it.
No. No.
Okay, so, like Faggot over there said, we're doing Fire Emblem Awakening for the Nintendo 3DS. The game has been out for, I don't know, like almost a year now in Japan. We were towards the beginning of this month, when we recorded this. Good luck getting this out on actually within February. It's February. Since then, it has released 3 DLC packs. So we'll be talking about those later. And I don't know where I was going with this. Is it surprising all 3 of us have played a game? Or the Nintendo 3DS?
Maybe.
So, how do we want to start this? I don't know. Shit. Annoyance, you help. Stop sleeping, cat. Fuck you.
All right, let's start off.
You start. I'm going to go to bed.
All right. Let's start off at the beginning.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then God said, fuck this. What should I do? And then God Knuckles was like, boom, let's make a game.
So at the beginning of Fire Emblem Awakening, you get to choose. Actually, I have it busted out right now. When you start off the game,
there's nothing.
You get a cinema, which was actually really cool looking, and then you can, when you start a new game, you get to create an avatar character, and you can choose all sorts of things for them: hair color, you get to choose what they look like. You even get to choose what their best stat will generally be and what their worst stat will generally be.
All sorts of things, quote unquote. Lots and lots of, not really actually.
Well, it's not all sorts of things.
It's like 3 options for build.
You get to choose a general appearance for them.
There's like 2 hairstyles. There's only 2 genders.
There's only 2 genders. Landon, how many genders do you think there need to be?
For human beings?
Yes.
There's about 20 from my observations.
All right,
there's the male whores, there's men, there's bitches, there's cunts, there's faggots, there's...
I can just
that's 5.
See it now. I can just see it now. The gender says cunt.
Cunt. Yeah. I want these options, Nintendo.
But you get to make an avatar character, and then you start the game off
as a female, because there's... Why would you start the game off as a male?
I started the game off as a male.
All the males look terrible. I'm not lying.
I replayed the game as a female.
So did he. So I can't... I'm not letting up here. No. I'm sorry.
Okay. Sir, you need to calm down.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I overreacting?
Yeah, you're
okay.
overreacting.
I'll go back to bed. I'm sorry. Okay.
Alright, so you start the game off in like this weird, creepy temple-looking roomy thingy, which...
Go to bed.
We'll save a spoiler for later. And you have to fight this evil person. It's basically a tutorial fight, and then you end up, after a cutscene, you have the character, the avatar character, wake up in a field, and they have no memory. And the main character of the game is Crom. He finds the avatar character in the field, and they basically take him in, and he becomes the tactician for the...
Gee.
What was the name of
The shepherds.
the shepherds? Oh no, I was thinking of the land that they.
Fuck them.
Yeah. He becomes the tactician for the shepherd. And Landon, I thought you were supposed to be sleeping. You said
I
you
was
were
sleeping. I can talk in my sleep.
You
Okay,
can't talk.
I'm dreaming of our conversation, and you're just being a dumbass about it. So,
Oh.
talk in my sleep. Annoyance would know. He'd back me up if he wasn't sleeping himself.
So basically, yeah, they find you in a field, and then you and Action Hero go on a glorious adventure to...
Action hero.
It makes sense if you watch our Resident Evil 6.
Yeah, pretty much you beat the shit out of monsters that decide they go, oh hey, look, people, let's kill them.
Not just any monsters, though. Pseudo undead monsters. I say pseudo because they're not really undead. They kind of are.
Because they're named Risen, so
They're
they
called
can't. They couldn't have rise from the dead at all.
But they're a little bit too fragile to be killing any dragons.
Why would they be killing dragons?
No, they're friends with the dragon.
They must be friends with the dragon's eyeball, because that's what it looks like summons them. Like some giant eye comes out of the sky and go, hello there.
It's just the time portal. I mean, that's the plot device object that brings not Marth into the world.
Not Marsh. Yeah.
You could say it's their eye in the sky.
Oh
A
no.
diamond in the sky.
No.
I don't know. I find the eye in the sky almost as strange as finding a head in the bag.
Not bringing that into this. Shut up. No, I'm done. No, mental images.
I don't think anyone's gonna get that anyway.
Oh, like, I have to poop now. Everywhere.
Hold it in, Landon. You need to talk about the game. Talk to us.
What do you want to know about the game? Story? Gameplay?
I want you to go over the story because...
Why?
You
Because I skipped through most of it? Okay, thanks.
You did? Alright. So
No, I'm kidding. Well, yes, I kind of did in my second playthrough, and my third playthrough, and my fourth playthroughs.
Because of Evil Chapter 6 for the first one.
Yeah. I skipped through up to that, and then, like, when I got to my second playthrough, I sat through the rest. And the rest of them, I was like, okay, I'm skipping this, because this adds hours to my game that I don't need to be sitting through. But let's see. So you wake up in the field, you join the shepherds, you go on a marching campaign, beat down Arisen, and the evil neighbors that are trying to, like, you know, poke at you to start a war. Hey, you should fight us. Hey.
and they fight you because they want the Fire Emblem.
Yeah, the Fire Emblem. See, it actually returns for this title. See, it wasn't there for like a bunch of titles because there's no connection through most of the games. Well, this one actually takes place back where, back in the land of Marth and, the first Fire Emblems that were the actual first Fire Emblems, not the first North American Fire Emblems.
It's the ones on the NES.
It was the actual, technically the 11th one was released here, and that was just a re-release of the first one.
The one with music that we should probably plug in where I'm talking right now.
It's Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon was the remake. Of course, actually, I don't think any was.
This gets like the original ones.
It was the Shadow Dragon was a remake of the original one. But yeah, so it's back in the land of the original one. Except it's like so far into the future.
It's like 1,000 years ahead.
That it's just like, oh, it just doesn't matter. Like, you don't have to play those original ones to get the story of this. But there's not Marth that comes from the future who claims she's Marth, but she's not Marth. So if you get confused about gender, Marth is a guy, and not Marth is not a guy. Okay? And so,
yeah.
For that one special guy that was on Nintendo forums who thought Marth was, a girl.
Gender flipped.
I hope by now
Bending can be
far enough in the game to realize, oh, that's not Marth, and Marth is actually a guy. Maybe I should play more Super Smash Bros.
I don't know. Actually, question, is Marth's Japanese voiceover a girl or not? Because sometimes they have male characters voiced by Japanese girls.
You mean, wait, not Marth or Marth? Because Marth
Actual
doesn't have a voice actor.
Actual Marth. Oh, he doesn't. There's not like.
I think
Oh,
Japanese voice actor in like Raw and stuff, you mean?
Yeah, because they obviously have a Japanese voice actor because of the old.
I know. I think it's a guy.
I think it's a guy.
I can check that.
A lot of things can be said.
Behind the voice actors, Fire Emblem Awakening, close enough. Go to the franchise. Marth, go on. Just talk.
So where were we?
Is there? Yes, it's a guy.
Okay. So
We were okay. So you go on the killing campaign. There's you got your friends over here that are poking you in the back, and you got your friends to the north who you have to beat up so they can join you. And so then you go off, and they're trying to kill the Exalt, which is Chrome's sister, one sister, that's the
one of
king
sisters.
person. And then there's also Lisa, who's the mother of the most broken character in the game.
The avenging avenger of justice.
Get to that. He's going to have his own segment.
Oh, an entire segment of the review devoted to him.
Yeah, because he deserves it. That's where I would insert like a 3-page, not page, 3 paragraphs of just one character. That would be dedicated to him. So This was a written review. Okay, continuing on. Where were we? So so they're trying to kill, your Elise or whatever the fuck her name is. I don't remember.
Emran.
For the Fire Emblem, and Chrome's like, I have a raging boner. I'm going to kill you all. And then he kills them all. And then his sister falls off the cliff, and then bad things happen that would normally happen in the future. What?
She pushes herself off the cliff in order to make a statement for something.
And then people cry.
And then people cry.
And then the Mad King Grango dies. And then that's the end of the first half.
Yeah, and that's the end of the first part of the game. And then after that,
second half, you go on to this other part and poke other people who are trying to kill you. And then bad shit happens. And then you find out, oh, this guy
was actually my favorite part of the game. You go after the Balm. The Balmies are actually the people that he's talking about. But what's weird about it is that it fast forwards a little bit, and for some
2 years,
reason, Crom and all of the people of Elistal are actually working with all the people from whatever the fuck that other group is, and Baladar and Aversa,
Sure, I'll go with that.
And all those people.
And so, you got your campaign, you're going to go kill this person because he said nasty things to you.
He's trying to start a conquering of the entire,
region.
The entire region. And he wants
and so he almost does, but Chrome's like, ha, fuck that. And then you murder him in the face. And then you find out, oh, he was actually a good guy, kind of. Because he was going to stop, he was trying to stop Grima. Oh, there's Grima. We're fucked.
Well,
oh, by the way, the avatar is also Grima. And, there's a bunch of children characters that came from the future, and then you kill Grima, and then you die, and then you come back to life.
And
unless you have Chrome kill Grima. And then Grima just goes to bed, and then it's the end of that.
Wait,
that's the story, guys. I hope that was as confusing as it was to you, for me to say it.
I think Chrome killing him causes... Would that be considered like a downer ending or more of an anticlimax?
It's more of a, hey, this actually, is up because if you play for another 1,000 years, it's going to wake back up. Justin, you should play the game for another 1,000 years.
He'll do it.
Oh, okay, I'll see you in like the year 3000 something.
3013. Let us know how it goes.
We'll freeze ourselves so you can play it, and then you'll tell us how it was, and then...
It'll be like Futurama, except we're focused more on Fire Emblem.
What's a Fire Emblem?
and then we wake up, and then we realize that there's been like 160 games past Awakening, and then we're like, fuck.
Now we have to go play all those. Why is Nintendo
What?
still around? I thought it was supposed to fail.
There's 50,000 Pokemon now? God damn it.
Well, looks like
50,000
more
and
to do.
wait, 50. You're telling me that it took that long to freaking just get 50,000? I think it would be beyond that at this point.
Nah. Let's see. They've got button.
No, actually, maybe 500,000. And
There's the button. There's the cup. There's the yogurt Pokemon. There's the Pokemon.
There's the Owain Pokemon.
Yeah, they make Owain a Pokemon. And eventually they run out of Pokemon to make, so they just make different models of humans, and then you can capture those, and they have special powers.
I'm gonna get a fish harper now and name it Owain. And he will being an avenging avenger of justice.
Wayne Dark, avenging avenger of justice. We can't
Down, shorthand.
So, we did the story.
Yeah, kind of plowed through that.
Yeah, because Landon didn't want anything to do with that.
Well, most of it is time paradoxes, if you really think about
Paradox here, there's a paradox here, we changed it a little bit here.
There's 2 copies of the Avatar existing simultaneously.
There's 2 not Marths, whose actual name is Lucina.
it. The biggest problem is that it's not like there is a marriage system in this game, which means that you can actually have children, but they're like children from the future. So not only is it a time paradox because they're even there, but it's another time paradox if you decide that the Avatar wants to get married to one of the kids.
And then they have a kid?
Which is also from the future.
But regardless of who that kid comes from, like, because that kid, Morgan's specific to the Avatar, so no matter who the Avatar marries, that person actually comes from a different future than, supposedly, we're supposed to, kind of like...
Yeah, where everybody else came from.
Everyone else. Like, okay, so multi-dimensional time travel.
Fuck.
What's going on? I'm just...
Well,
And
I
now,
think
welcome to Fire Emblem Space Time Adventure.
Well, I think it's more like it makes more sense that Morgan is from a different future when you marry one of the kids, since it would be impossible that they also came from the same
Not
time
really,
as them.
because the kids stay in that time period.
Oh yeah, you're right. Shit.
So much hurt on my...
So it's like the kids come from the future because their parents have them in the future, but then the kids stay in the future, which means any children they have are from the future.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is, so there's this timeline, right? All right, it's like a straight arrow up until you start the game. Then it's like...
Well, actually, the first chapter, or not the first chapter. Is it the first chapter or the second chapter that you first see not Marth?
It's the first chapter.
Yeah, so immediately the time-space continuum just goes, what? Straight line?
What? But yeah,
I don't know how to do a straight line.
So the timeline goes, okay,
I swear to God, Space-Time Police, I am not drunk.
So this is how it goes. So this is what he was trying to say before. Okay, so there's the parents, and they're in the present.
Yeah.
And then there's the kids who come from the future to their past, which is the present. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Avatar, we don't know anything about her or him. Mainly her.
Or him.
Mainly her, though. It could be a him or a her, but it's a girl. Okay. And so the thing is this. They stay there at the end of the game, and they live their lives out, while there's another version of them growing up at the same time, supposedly.
Well, actually, yeah. If you look at Noir's epilogue, it specifically states that she stays with her mother to watch over her younger self.
Yeah, kind of creepy. Just a little bit. Okay, and so if you have the Avatar marry one of these kids,
mm-hmm.
Morgan comes from a different time period, and so there's a third one, and then I think Morgan can still technically marry any of the other children characters.
Yeah, I think that's possible.
And what? And so, like, there's a mixed up, marriage, time paradox, family
Well, yeah, because
system.
the only actual marriages that work are the first gen characters marrying each other.
At least children characters don't actually
Yeah,
make kids, because then it's just like, I'm done.
yeah. Technically, Morgan is the only third generation in existence.
Who can be.
Yeah, it
Okay,
can be.
so that's not confusing for you folks. Let's move on to something else.
That doesn't hurt my brain. And then Solaris shows up.
And then Sonic and Sonic 06.
Yeah, and then Fire Emblem Awakening was the precursor to Sonic 06.
Suddenly, the flames of disaster.
Grima has been Iblis all along.
No, it all makes sense.
And then when Solaris is destroyed, you realize God Knuckles has been doing this whole time for kicks.
Damn you, Dan Green.
What are you gonna say? I don't know.
What have you done, Dan Green? So much time hurt.
It would have been funnier if he was one of the voice actors.
It would have.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of disappointed he's not there.
Yeah. Instead, he set his replacement
Landon.
in Slunk
You're
Way.
not gonna lie. You're disappointed he doesn't voice every male character in the game.
No, I'm disappointed that he doesn't voice every single character in the game.
Oh, even the female characters.
Even the female characters. Oh,
Is it,
I'd tap Lisa with Dan Green's voice.
you pick female avatar, it's like voice 1, voice 2, voice 3.
They all
Dan
sound the
Green.
same. Every voice sounds the same. It's Dan Green. Doesn't matter.
So the gameplay.
So if you haven't played a Fire Emblem game, let's have two people that have never played a Fire Emblem game beforehand tell you how it goes.
In fact, I'll start explaining. If you haven't played a strategy RPG before, here's how it goes. You control a number of units, and there's basically a menu screen where you can customize them, and then when you're in battle, you can control so many units at a time. And you have to move to the enemy units and kill them. And each unit has a certain amount of spaces they can move. They have stats that basically tell you what are they good at, what are they not good at. And you have to play to their strengths, because especially later on in the game, a lot of units are highly specialized. And some of them will be weaker to certain types of weapons or certain types of attacking methods, and some of them will be a little bit better at defending themselves to these methods. But overall, you have a very diverse set of units. There's not really a class system.
Yeah, there is.
Well, there isn't really a job system. There isn't really a class system like in the vein of other strategy RPGs. But there's a class system where you can change your classes, but more so it's about reclassing your characters in order to get their stats really buffed up, and they can get these skills from other classes. So, unlike other strategy RPGs, like let's say Final Fantasy Tactics, it's mostly about getting the certain classes that you want and then just sticking with those. But in Fire Emblem, you want to constantly be switching around when you max the level out of the characters. Because the characters, they level up and they max out at 20. It's not like a 99 cap or like a Disgaea cap of 9,999. No. There's a cap of 20, and then when you reach that cap, you need to reclass your character in order to make their stats go up more until they reach the maximum.
This is unlike past Fire Emblem games where you have that option. There's the second seal, which lets you reset levels and change classes. Yeah. Other ones, you would be stuck with your class, and you'd be stuck with shitty stats if you get poor level ups along the way.
It's even worse if you have a Tier 2 character and don't reclass them.
Now, as for the different classes, because there's a lot of classes.
Pretty much, if you played a Fire Emblem game before, there's a lot of the standard classes.
Let me go check. Let me bring something up.
And then there's a few new ones.
There's a couple new ones. Pretty much the biggest new one is the Tactician / Grandmaster class, which is your avatar. And technically, the avatar's children can become a Tactician Grandmaster as well.
Yeah.
In fact,
the avatar
I had mine like that because the character themselves said that they want to be just like their dad. So I was like, okay, Morgan, then you're going to be a Grandmaster just like Isaac.
Yeah. So Grandmaster. So Morgan automatically becomes a tactician, but anyone that your avatar has married also has the option of reclassing to tactician.
Oh. All right, so here's the list of classes, and there's starter classes and advanced classes. Advanced classes you have to get through the starter classing up through the master seals. Or some characters you get as an advanced class, but honestly, they start off weaker this way. Well, actually, they start off all right, and then they get weaker because they are already as an advanced class, so they don't have the stat power-ups from the lower class that other characters go into.
Frederick.
Like Frederick. Frederick's actually
these are there's archetypes within Fire Emblem games where they're basically these originate from the very first Fire Emblem games where there's certain how there's Stolen Sully. That's the Cain and Abel archetype, because in the first one there was 2 Cavaliers you get, and they're pretty much one's better with luck, the other one's more round character. Frederick is just like one of those type of archetypes where it's supposed to help you early on in the game, and then you're supposed to ditch him.
It's basically a disc 1 nuke. But here in Fire Emblem Awakening, because you have the second seal, you can reclass him back to a Cavalier and then go back to, or you can class him into something else and you can make him a proper unit like the rest of the team.
Or you could just replace him with someone like Stahl and just forget about it entirely.
I actually use both. I use both Frederick and Stahl, and I have Stahl as Paladin and Frederick as a Great Knight, who I had reclassed back to Cavalier and then into Great Knight again, so that works. But anyway, the list of classes we have. Starter classes are Lord, which is exclusive to Crom and Notmark.
Lucina. You can say her name.
Lucina. I just want to call her Notmark.
Okay, you can call her Notmark.
And you have Cavalier, Cleric, Priest, Mage, Knight, Myrmidon, Pegasus Knight, Troubadour, Fighter, Barbarian, Thief, Archer, Wyvern Rider, Manichete, Villager, Dancer, Dark Mage, Mercenary, Tactician, and Taguel.
And then the soon-to-be the Bride and the Demon Hunter.
What most of these classes can rank up. 3 of the classes cannot go into an advanced class, and those are the Manichetta, the Taguel, and the Dancer. More on that later. But all the other classes, they have different strengths and weaknesses. The Knight class, your Cavaliers, those are your close-range fighters. You have Pegasus Knights and other units that they have horses or flying horses like the Pegasus, where you get a lot of movement out of them. You have your mage classes who can attack a little bit from afar. You have your healer classes who normally can only heal at first, and then they can rank up into a class that allows them to use offensive abilities depending on what you pick. And then you have stuff like the Tactician, which is exclusive to the Avatar, the Avatar's child, and their spouse, where they basically they're basically like a spell knight.
They get gnomes and swords.
You have a ton of different options.
I think you meant to say like Dark Knight, except without the freaking
no, it's kind of like a spell knight
without the horse.
Because Dark Knight. Oh, well, I'm trying to compare it to other classes from similar classes from other games. But anyway, what are some strengths of each kind of unit? Oh, the flying units like the Wyvern Rider and the Pegasus Knight. Those, while they have a lot of movement, and they also can go over terrain easily because they obviously have a flying horse or a flying wyvern. They are actually weak to certain attacks, wind spells, wind magic. Arrows. They will pretty much cripple this unit because, obviously, you shoot something with an arrow that's flying in the air. If you blow it away, it's weak because it's in the air. Anyway, what else? What else? Oh, you have the thief class. The thief class that has strength that it can open up doors and chests that are on a map.
Unlike previous Fire Emblems where there was a specific lockpick item, this one it just becomes a skill. I think it's the same in Radiant Dawn.
They also have
becomes a skill. So
they also have the key item, but you don't really need it as long as you have a thief. In fact, it's rarer to have the key than it is to actually have the class.
I told him this, and
he didn't get it.
Hey, I ended
eventually you got a trickster. I know.
Yes, I got Anna, and I love her. But anyway,
Who's not Gaius?
It's not a Gaius.
I don't care. I don't have Gaius, and I don't care if I don't have Gaius.
You need to care.
Gaius isn't a hot chick, okay?
Yeah, he is.
No, he isn't.
I'd tap
He's
that.
sexy. He's sexy.
He's sexy.
And
you don't know it.
And he's snarky.
He's snarky, and he loves his candy.
He attracts all the ladies with his candy.
He does. Especially that Tharja chick. Oh, wait.
Oh, well, how about... All right.
Oh, that's Cynthia I'm thinking about. Oh, wait. Let me try again.
So, do we want to talk about some of our favorite units, considering we're still in the game?
Okay, fine. Sure. Favorite units.
Just characters. Let's go.
Swordmaster, Assassin.
Oh, no, I was saying, like, actual characters.
No, you said class.
All right. What I meant to say was...
Those characters. Okay, fine. Owain, and that's it. That's...
Oh, you just Owain.
Yeah, just Owain. That's all you need. Why do you need it? Okay, fine. Sevra. He's Avatar.
I like... All right. I used Frederick after I reclassed him.
Ew.
I used Cordelia, who I married to Frederick.
Oh.
I used Stahl. I used Noe. God damn, I used so many different
Why
characters.
did you use all these characters?
I don't know.
You're supposed to pick one character.
I used Lissa, the Avatar, obviously Crom, because you have to use Crom. I used Lucina when I got her.
Why would you not have Lucina?
Obviously.
Because she's no match for my Owain, so...
I got Morgan, I used her.
Yeah, I used my male Morgan.
I have female Morgan.
I have male Morgan.
Let me load up my file real quick.
How about you?
I have both.
Huh?
I have both.
Besides, I need to get friggin'...
I said, how about you don't?
Why not?
Because now there's going to be empty space right here when we're not really talking about too much because we're waiting for you. And so,
I have it. Alright, I also used Libra,
ew,
Henry.
man girl.
I'm not really using Facilio, buddy.
Man girl.
Oh yeah, I used Virion a lot. Oh my god. I used Virion so much. And again, he starts off as your only bow character, so...
If you don't use an archer in these games, you're kind of fucked.
Yeah. I also have Lonku. Lonku, I love him. He crits everything and doesn't afraid of anything.
Cool.
I think that covers most everything. I don't really use anybody else. I don't even use Sevra. I don't use Sevra. I don't use Sayori.
Person, and you
I don't even use Sumia.
Let's see. My people.
I tried using Olivia, but eh.
See, there's me, obviously. Tharja.
Oh, his character literally called me.
Yes, his name is me.
Okay, that's what I do.
Wait, he's you? No, he's me. Oh, okay.
What?
I said he is you. No, he's me.
Me? Me.
Okay. If you want to be specific, Draco,
Okay. Draco
Tharja.
again?
What?
Who's Draco again? Like
Um,
you or me?
it's everyone.
Okay.
He's all
I have Draco, Tharja, Sephira, Anque, Lucina, Chrom, Morgan. Well, I have female Morgan. Gaius, Inigo, Cordelia. I'm just reading off like because they're at the top of the list depending on how much they've been used.
Yep.
Noir, Sumia, Cynthia, Varian,
Virian,
uh, Owain,
Owain.
and the last most useful person to me is Noe.
See. Okay, so here's my list. Owain, 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 Severa, Owain, 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 Severa, Owain, Owain, Vitor, Owain, 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 Lexine, Owain, 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 Lisa, Owain, 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 Ronque, Owain, 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 Owain,
Oh,
Owain,
imagine-
Owain, 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 Owain.
Wait.
Oh, and if you didn't know by now, Severa.
Imagine if
Uh,
you could
Owain.
actually buy copies of of the characters because you could actually put the avatar logbook. You can put your character in.
yeah.
Wouldn't it be awesome if you could actually if you could put any character up there and then just buy multiple copies of them so that you could just have like an army of Owains?
Owain, 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 Owain.
Wait a
Yeah,
minute.
but this one's the best one I made compared to my other one. My other one was crappy in terms of skill.
Wait, hold up, Landon. I think you forgot Owen.
Oh, that's right. Him too.
Anyway.
All right. So next thing that we can talk about, Landon, since you're so.
Owain, 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 Owain. What?
So
What are we doing again? I forget.
we're trying to review the game.
This is a circle jerk, right?
Oh, I'm afraid not.
You're afraid? There's nothing to be
afraid
afraid
not.
of other than another man's penis. So-
Okay. So,
Oh yeah, I forgot about Lisa.
what would you like to talk about, sir?
So for those who've never played a Fire Emblem game, this is really accessible because they introduce, really easy difficulty, normal difficulty compared to where easy's still butthurt hard. At least my experience from Fire Emblem games I've played, which is second stones. Anyway, and there is a way to turn permadeath off, which is no fun. It's casual mode. It's for casuals. Which also, it doesn't just do permadeath. It also lets you save anytime during a fight. So there's a bookmark feature that's also featured in other games where you bookmark it, and then, you normally what happens with bookmarks, if you have classic mode turn on, which is what I do, is if you bookmark, so you like pause during a fight so you don't have to lose your progress, is it saves there and then you lose your bookmark because it's literally what it is. It's the bookmarks. But in casual mode, what it does is, that's a save point. So if you fuck up, guess what? You just start from your bookmark again. Yay! So it's really accessible to new people to the series. Good for them.
Like
If
me.
you've never played a Fire Emblem game, this is a good one to
This
start.
is a good place to start.
Yeah, this is a good place to start.
Take it from me.
The game also introduces a pair-up system, which is new. Support's not new, but this is like where supports come in really handy, is where you literally make 2 units, 1 unit. It's like you're throwing a fusion ha right up in this bitch. And pretty much you have your primary unit, and you have a secondary unit who can get a hit in depending on like relationship through supports.
Let's lock you.
And luck, kind of. it'll raise the percentage of if they will hit as well, and if they will defend your primary unit, which will be taking the damage.
Yeah, and the best part about it, they defend you, is that the defending unit doesn't take any damage.
Yeah, there's never damage dealt to your secondary person. But this...
We'll jump in if the primary one ends up getting knocked out or killed, depending on your setting.
Yeah. If you're not like me, and if they're dead, like...
Also, the fun thing is that if you switch them when one of them is dying, essentially, that means that they can no longer be hit.
Yeah, they cannot be hit. So it brings a new like element to the gameplay, to where before you would have to literally make sure no one could hurt that unit, and that your mage or your cleric units could get the fuck over there in time to heal them before they would, pass out and die.
Which, by the way, the healing range in this game is ridiculous.
That's only if you have a psychic.
Yeah. Otherwise, you have to heal them one time.
Really need to be
you have
right
a
next to
psychic that I use psychics, and those things can go all the way across the field.
That's
if
because
your magic is good enough.
It's based on your magic stat.
Well, it's just like, oh, I'm actually on the other end of the field. That's okay, psychic heal.
Just think, if she was a sage, not a war cleric. Because the cap for a sage is magic is like way higher than war cleric.
Yeah, my Lisa actually. What is
literally covers the field.
Yeah, because the sage ultimately
Nothing
has
is
magic.
safe.
Nothing. Everything is safe. What are you talking about?
Everything
Yeah, my Lisa has enough magic to practically reach across most battlefields.
Yeah, so... see.
If you're feeling really paranoid though, pairing her up with someone like Lon Kuei is a perfect defender.
Yeah, because your cleric unit is always someone that can't attack, so they're always open. If you use the pair up system, it's always good to have like a protector type unit who's like not going to ever die ever. Like,
especially if he's really good at
well,
cooking.
the problem with assassins and those type characters is at the very beginning they can easily get overwhelmed, and if you're playing on harder difficulties than normal, they can easily get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Because, they have, decent strength, they have super luck and super, skill and super speed, but their strength usually isn't that great, and their defense and resistance is piss poor.
Yeah.
So they
on the other hand,
overwhelmed by magic and some of the more tank generals and your knights, they'll fall down.
On the other hand, you could also pair her up with like a tank of a unit who just either can just dish it out or can just take it.
Yeah, so if you make, Calm into a fucking, general.
Yeah.
Pair it up with like Frederick, or who's a Great Knight. So Great Knight type character if you reclass Frederick, or Stahl or Sully if you make them,
Yeah, because she also gets the movement bonus.
Yeah, there's a movement bonus for being on a
pair with a mount character.
Yeah. But there's nothing like the pair up system. It like brings new elements, new strategies to the game that aren't there in the previous titles, and a new feature.
The pair up system could also hinder you because as long as two units are paired up, that's one less unit that can move separately.
Technically, you kind of have to think about it, because if you split them off, that counts as a move for both units.
Yeah, and as soon as you attack, neither unit can move.
Unless you have Gale Force.
Well, yeah, but...
get 3 hits, and then
Landon and his Gale Force.
Gale Force, all the things.
Yeah, but very early game, the pair-up system is almost mandatory because your units are not strong enough to like have one-on-one encounters yet.
You know what makes me mad?
What?
Normal mode won't let you use the pair-up feature until Chapter 4.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
In higher difficulties, you can use it whenever.
That's probably because they know you're going to get your ass kicked otherwise.
Yeah.
Because the pair-up system is almost essential on Lunatic.
Lunatic Plus.
Lunatic Plus, the AI is a cheating bastard. The game.
That's true for any Fire Emblem game. Like, they ramp that shit up to 20.
Yeah, especially because there's a forging system which you can increase like the critical hit percentage of a stick.
Yeah.
But theirs goes well
Owain's
beyond
wood.
the limit. But the AI on Lunatic Plus will go way beyond the limit.
Yeah. Like, they'll increase everything times 3, and,
It's like,
a weapon you can't have.
it's like, oh, look at that, 30 hit, 100% critical. Well, this is fair.
100% hit. You're going to do 90 damage to me normally. How about no?
It's very rare that people can do no damage to you, so when somebody does a support block for you, it's a blessing.
It's true.
So what should we talk about next?
Going to graphics.
Go to graphics.
Oh, yeah, the
There's more
graphics are
gameplay
nice.
elements you guys want to talk about.
We talk. Have we really gone into detail about how like
Oh, the DLC.
reclassing can get?
There's DLC.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we can go into DLC. I was gonna
I like
try,
I
I
like
was
how
gonna
you
save
have
that for last, but okay.
I like the retro romp with the champions.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
In fact, I like how
champions-
you can unlock Prince Mark that way. You can unlock Roy and Micaiah. Yeah, Micaiah.
Yeah, the DLC missions is essentially EXP spam.
Yeah,
I know.
especially the third champions of your pack can just keep spamming it and
Plus
get
2
all,
stats.
get all the
Full stats plus 2 skill.
All the luck for Owen.
But like I mentioned at the very beginning, there's been DLC already released. The one they're talking about is the first pack that came out, the Champions Pack, which consists of 3 maps called Champions of Yore 1, Champions of Yore 2, Champions of Yore 3, where you help old man Hubba try to bring back these cards of champions of old from past games, past Fire Emblem games, and you are basically fighting alongside them or fighting them, trying to get the cards back for him.
Mm-hmm.
And through this, you get certain characters, like Cloud mentioned. Lost Bloodlines also does this, to where you can get certain characters. The second pack is called the Gold Pack, where it includes the Golden Gaff, EXP, what is it, Exponential Growth, and then Infinite Regalia or something. 2 of those are technically playable if you bought the pack. One of them's been released, the Golden Gaff. They're pretty much, your buffs. Get a shit ton of gold, get a shit ton of experience points, and, well, I haven't played the last one, but we pretty much get the idea. You get a shit ton of everything.
DLC is essentially, well, essential if you're playing on Lunatic.
Well, the thing about DLC is there's unlimited plays, which is kind of like you would expect, ish. Because in Fire Emblem fashion, once you've played a chapter or a side quest, that's locked out. So the only way to normally level grind is through risen fights, random risen fights on the overmap.
You can either wait to spawn, or you have to spend money out of your own pocket to buy something called a reeking box?
Yeah, it's a reeking box. So DLC is one way to kind of, it expands on a story through, it's in a different worlds, I should say. At the same time, it's also kind of a way to kind of get some extra items, because there's usually villages where you can get, items you normally can't buy at the time. Technically, Master and Second Seals are part of the item drops.
And all the DLC characters you unlock, even if they die, they can never actually be truly lost.
Yeah. because you can just replay it and say, yeah, I'd like to re-recruit this guy. Thanks. Now, this isn't the only way to get people from past. There's also Spot Pass and Street Pass features. The Spot Pass lets you download new maps where you can get certain characters.
You can also challenge certain teams from various Fire Emblem games.
Yes, and you can download new items. There's also a renown system where you can get bonus items early in the game.
Mm-hmm.
For being renowned.
Yeah.
And there's even some sort of, social feature if you actually have friends.
If you have friends, unlike Justin. Sorry,
People
Justin.
who play Fire Emblem have friends?
Yeah.
I'm still figuring out the cell phone business.
What's a cell phone again? Wait.
What is
wait.
this? You could
You're
call
telling
people
me
from
you
far
can call
away?
people with a cell phone?
Really?
I'm gonna try this right now. Jesus Christ.
Oh
God,
again?
who's he calling this time? Who's calling this time?
I have a text message from Brandon the Cloud. I'm surprised you've only been placing your
Oh, that was
creative genius in that thread. Okay. Who am I calling now? Phone. Oh, there's the number for 911. The number for 911, according to my friend, is 778-491-2320.
Oh, okay. Okay. That
Okay.
doesn't sound like 911.
I asked him the number for 911 today, and he doesn't lie to me.
Oh,
Normally.
alright. So who are you going to call? The Ghostbusters?
Yes, I was just about to say that.
Alright. Well, you go ahead and call the Ghostbusters.
Okay, I'm calling the Ghostbusters.
Alright.
God.
I don't know why we're doing this in our Fire Emblem review.
Hi,
Hello.
how are you?
I'm okay.
Okay, that's good. You stay frosty, my friend.
Oh, okay.
Wait, are you guys talking to each other from far away?
Yeah.
Holy crap, I just got a call from Landon.
Holy shit, I just called Justin. Okay, but yeah, so if you street pass someone, you can do a parlay with their team, and you can fight whatever their team is.
Or you can
street
buy
pass team.
items from them.
Huh?
Or you can buy items from them.
You can buy items from them. The same goes for the spot pass teams, and or you can recruit their avatar for gold. Or if you beat them down like little bitches they are, because you're obviously better than them. Just fuck them.
You can recruit them now.
You can recruit their shitty avatar.
They're like pathetic level 20 with no skills avatar.
They'd have 2 skills if they were like a tactician.
Yeah,
They'd have
but
4
that'd be
skills
about
if they're a grandmaster if they haven't reclassed.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be the skills that they actually need.
How do you know?
Because I actually trained my avatar.
All of Landon's units only have 1 skill, and that's skill force.
All my units can't have it. All the important ones do.
Okay.
If you go back
All
to my
this
list, Owain. Owain. Yeah, he does.
Oh, and arms thrift.
Arms thrift. That's because he has a luck of 50 or above.
So this way here, he makes it
Never
impossible.
breaks a weapon.
Never. They don't even go down.
It doesn't go down because it's 100% activation.
So it will always.
Always happens.
Always. Okay. So we want to move on to talk about the graphics since you covered DLC.
I didn't cover all the DLC. I was going to go over the Lost Bloodlines.
Oh,
I played that as well.
Okay.
Well, technically, there's only one map available for it as of right now. Is the Lost Bloodlines map, where it's finished. It's kind of a continuation of the Champions of Yore. What was I going to say? The Champions of Yore story. At the end of the Champions of Yore, you kind of, get all the cards kind of back. But old Hubba's like, hey, there's other Nophagins out there that you need to kind of go and beat up the shit out of to, save their worlds from, killing each other. And so the Lost Bloodlines introduces you to this type of thing. And I think the Lost Bloodlines is actually pretty, at least the first map, was actually pretty cool because what it did was you end up pairing up with one of the factions there, which was actually King Marth's faction. He's King Marth actually in this, and you kind of pretty much save their asses. Not really, because most of them kill themselves anyway. Because that's what neutral.
Well, that was pointless.
Yeah, it's pretty much pointless. You save like maybe 2 or 3 of them.
And then the rest of them were just like, oh, sad.
Yeah, but I thought it was pretty cool.
I don't want to live anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh well.
It was. I think it was. Yeah. Yeah.
It's not like they'll be missed.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God, Landon,
How
why?
did he do that?
I don't know how he does
I don't
it.
know. Fuck.
This is like his level up Dusu crap. When are we gonna be doing Ricketeer anyway?
I don't know.
Let's get it.
I'm too lazy to record more. I'll tell you a story of the last time I tried to record that later.
Later.
So that's
Back to
kind of the
two.
DLC. Japan has all 25 maps, at least as of now. There's supposed to be 25 maps. We're slowly getting the maps in North America. The first one was free, but it's technically still free. The first map is still free, and the first the Champions pack is $2 off. So if you haven't bought the game and we're still not past the time, you can still get it.
Actually, the Champions pack, if
It's $2 off.
it's $4, right? It's $4, right? Well,
Yeah.
if you, I know, I'm saying it's $4 for it, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's still after it stops. The first map stops being free. That's still going to be $3.50. So,
Oh, okay.
if it's staying at $4, and then if it goes up to,
No, it's going to go back up to 6.
it's still cheaper than paying for all the maps individually.
Yeah, that's why I bought the packs, and that's why I told you to buy the pack. And you're like, oops.
Oops.
And the thing about the Lost Bloodlines pack is it's $6, like the other packs are, except I think all 3 maps are going to be $3 each. So you literally get 1 map for free by buying the pack.
Ooh.
The more you know.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah. I think so. I mean, usually it's like $1 off, and it's like, oh, okay, this one it's like $3 off. Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, I can live with that.
I can live with that. So yeah, so that was kind of like gameplay, DLC. We wanted to do
Graphics.
Okay,
Are sexy.
graphics. Where do we want to start? The cutscenes,
The few cutscenes
Why-
that there are.
like all 3 of them.
But they're sexy.
Okay. Actually, I know where to start.
He knows where to start.
Something I noticed is that the art style of this game reminds me a lot like Avatar: The Last Airbender. I don't know why.
Right.
Especially with like characters like Valadar and Versa. Like they have a very, I don't know. It's not like they remind me specifically of characters from the. It's just the design. Like the art style itself is reminiscent.
I like this. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Lincoln.
Okay, well, I can't quite make the connection, so I'm not sure. I don't have an opinion of that.
Nice. So that's what I have to say about the art style. The graphics themselves, like the 3D models and sprites and stuff.
You mean the 2D models?
I'm talking about the 3D models for when they have the 3D models. Because I do use 3D models plenty of points. Landon. Okay. So, they have good details. The 2D models have a lot of great detail. The 3D models are pretty decently detailed. The 3D effect, I used the 3D for a lot of the game. I really liked how the 3D effect made some of the scenery and some of the graphics pop, and some of it, the way that say the menu, it would like pop out or something else. It's just, I really liked how the 3D was presented.
Compared to most 3DS games, it's actually really good 3D. But then again,
It is.
kind of have to expect that when you're going into a Nintendo game.
Yeah.
For the most part, most Nintendo games have really good 3D, so...
We expect their exclusives to look better than the third parties.
Oh, that's making me so excited for Pokemon XY. I don't know what I'm gonna do when that...
You're going to play
beautiful
Fire
world-
Emblem Awakening.
No. Anyway.
Because you're
We're
going to
gonna
play a better
freeze you.
RPG game.
We're gonna freeze you, and you're gonna, we're gonna wake you up once it actually comes out, or we'll forget about you entirely.
Either or. You don't have to wait.
Alright.
As long.
So back to the graphics. What do you want?
I really like the 2D battle sprites that they have.
Yeah, the sprites. Yeah.
They actually had a lot of detail. Like if you paid attention, they had really detailed animation.
Obviously, you didn't, Mr. I Missed Guys.
It was a Gaius.
What does Gaius have to do with anything?
Because his sprite has enough detail to tell him apart from everybody else.
I don't need Gaius to tell that it's too
Ooh.
fully detailed.
Those.
I guess we can't talk about Gaius's, character model then, and how he has, like, candy canes and, like, what is it, lollipops, and it's, like, vodka. Wow, you're not allowed to laugh. You don't know.
I know.
You don't know. You killed him.
I did?
Yeah, you did kill him.
Monster. I'm taking your Anna away.
No, please don't.
Endless 8.
Yeah. We're gonna make you watch Endless 8. 8 times. Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah. Overall, the game looks really good. It's impressive. I kind of wish they would have used the actual theatrical cutscenes more.
Yeah.
Because there's like, I don't know, 8 of them or something.
Yeah, because there's about like
8 or 10.
or no, like if you look at, well, once you beat the game, you can look at them. There's about like 3 or 4 on each screen. So.
Yeah. So there's like 8.
Yeah. Yeah. Something like that.
And they're like really, really impressive, especially in 3D. That's where I blasted the 3D. I'm like, oh my god, so good.
It's almost like a high quality CG movie being played right on your 3DS.
Yeah, the only thing
And
that sucks is that there's not many of them.
It really reminds me. Actually, the other 3DS game that reminds me of it, in terms of production quality for those type of cutscenes, is Revelations.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Overall, it looks really good. It's really impressive, and I mean, I just wish they would have used more of the theatrical cutscenes.
Okay.
So those voice actors, man.
So the sound. We'll go to the voice actor. Brandon.
Do music or voice actors first?
Well, you were eager with those voice actors.
Oh my god, so good. Not enough voice acting.
Yeah, the voice acting is, for the most part, cut down to 15 pieces, like phrases. words,
Aside from the CG cutscenes,
aside from the CG cutscenes.
where it's action
But-
hero all the way.
The voice actors are an all-star cast of anime voice actors and other video game voice actors. A lot
much
of memorable.
Bunch of big titles. I mean,
If you can't if you can't recognize at least a couple of the names that are voicing in this game, you probably have not played a video game or watched an anime before ever, because there's so many big names to it.
There's Bobo.
Yeah, you got that. Yeah, you got Bobobo, you got Leon, you got fucking Helena slash.
Haruhi.
Yeah, Haruhi, you got
Yeah,
which is
Haruhi.
Severa, which is Severa. You got Helena slash Cream slash Omochao slash whoever else Laura Bailey's doing right now. Yeah, Tails, Kay Higgins.
You got Knuckles.
You got Mikuru. You got Mikuru, who's ironically Tharja.
You got Raymond.
Oh yeah, who's one of the Avatar voices.
Sean Ruff, Kyle Hebert, Todd Habercorn. Todd Habercorn!
You got Travis.
Travis is in here.
Yeah, which is the new Knuckles. I think Travis is also I think he's sometimes some of the grunts too. Like some of the guys that you smack around. It's almost like it's almost like Dan Green talking to himself, but not quite.
Almost. He's almost there.
Nintendo's thinking they're getting there.
In fact, I'm surprised Landon's not upset. You know, he's not like raging because Dan Green doesn't voice in this game wrong.
I am. Just can't do it.
He's having a silent rage right now.
Having silent boiling rage. Like deep down.
So boiling right now, my dick
He's
is...
like, why couldn't you voice all the characters, Dan Green?
Yeah, why couldn't you? My dick is so hard right now, guys. Like, that's how mad I am.
You didn't need to know that. I don't think the viewers needed to know that either.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, you know if Dan Green was in this game because he'd be the only letter in all caps. And bolded.
It's like, remember how the game titles for all the Sonic games, you have like Sonic Heroes and then Shadow the Hedgehog, and then Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 is in all capital letters. Because it's such an important game.
It is.
Because it has Dan Green. Dan Green is Solaris.
Dan Green is the sun god. Praise Dan Green.
Praise our Lord and Let's Player.
Alright, what else about the voice acting?
So good. Oh, yeah, you can change it over to the Japanese people.
But who cares about that?
Oh, and then every freaking weeaboo out there rages.
Oh, yeah, all the hardcore Japanese-only anime viewers are going to be like, I'll be like, I don't care.
If you want my honest opinion, I'd rather have it in a language I can actually understand.
Yeah.
Especially since that way you won't be able to understand any of the cutscenes because there's no subtitles.
I'm surprised you still haven't watched Squid Girl in English yet, then, Justin.
I haven't watched that show at all.
Squid Girl?
Oh, Squid Girl? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about something else. I misheard that.
No, I was wondering why you haven't watched Squid Girl in English. But that's not Fire Emblem Awakening, so I should probably be talking about that.
So back to school days.
No,
Oh God, no.
that has nothing
No.
So back to Boku wa Tomodachi ga Tsukanai.
Tamagotchi.
Tamagotchi.
Said it wrong. It's Tamagotchi.
Tamagotchi.
Bagua Tamagotchi.
Katamari Tamasi.
How does that fit in anywhere?
Katamari.
Baka Tamagotchi, Calamari, Katamari.
Cowabunga.
That's the name of this game.
Fire Emblem. Bakuwa Tamagotchi Kawamari Cowabunga Awakening.
Furblum.
Flurblum Awakening.
Alright, so instead of my silliness, what is the next thing we should talk about? Oh, the music.
Yeah, music.
It's
Music
sexy.
is very... If you've heard Fire Emblem music before, it's very epic orchestrated versions of that, like if you've heard it, like stuff from when they did it in Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
It's kind of in that kind of vein.
I don't think there's a single track I don't like.
There's a couple of tracks that I don't remember well, but most music is really...
Not remembering is not, like not liking.
Yeah, I didn't dislike anything from the game.
Like, I think my two favorite songs out of the whole thing have to be the Divine thing that it plays, where it sounds like there's like a choir in the background, and the Chaos one, where you're fighting Mr. I'm not your father, but I kind of am, so what the fuck? Which is like at the final stretch of the game where it's playing like this cultish kind of music.
Let me see if I can find...
What are you looking for?
Where is it?
What are you looking at the soundtrack?
Yeah. I think I like the rival music.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That happens in a lot of story segments too.
Let's see.
You know what I like? You know what was a really nice touch in Champions of Yore 1? When you go in, there's about a 50-50 chance that the music that will be used for that map pack, when you're on that map, will actually be from the Nintendo game, like the old school one. I thought that
I love the little 8-bit sounds.
when they did that, including the battle music, like if it goes into, like if you have the animations turned on so it'll go into 3D battle, and it'll do even the battle music too in 8-bit from that. So, yeah. Wait, is that in the extras that you're going through all the music?
Yeah. You go into Unit Gallery.
Yeah. Oh, I like this one.
Here we go.
And then there's this. This is the Chaos one. And the cool thing about the soundtrack is that there's a normal one and then there's a battle one, which I think is a nice touch. How it like kicks it up whenever your units start dueling with each other. Like both the Divine one ablaze and the Chaos one ablaze sounds like you're really fighting something that's planning to destroy the entire world.
Mastermind was amazing.
Oh, the Mastermind soundtrack thing?
That one.
Let me actually see if I can find that. Where the fuck is it? Mastermind. Is it like in some sort of quote or something? Because I can't find it.
You need just go down to extras, go to Unit Gallery soundtrack, and it's Mastermind. It's near the bottom.
Oh, it's in the M's. I'm stupid.
Mm.
Isn't that the Grima fight?
No.
Or is there a separate one for
no. That was Monstrosity. Mastermind, I'm pretty sure, was when you're fighting Valadar.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
That was amazing. In fact, you know what I noticed is that a lot of RPGs, including strategy RPGs, have a really good tendency of the penultimate, which means the second to last boss in the game, having just an amazing battle theme. I don't know why.
Well, they also have the another nice touch, which really fit the mood, which was after Crom's sister died. That song that plays throughout the entire next chapter, that plays even while you're in battle. Like, it's just like this soft, like, kind of piano kind of thing going on.
I thought that was really neat, too.
Of course, it has to be rating just to fit the mood.
Yeah, I remember that.
And that's the only song they'll play. Even during battle, it will not change.
And, wait, that's the part when you have to fight that one guy that was really honorable. And remember, I was like, I don't want to kill this guy. And then you were like, no, you have to. I was like, no!
Normally in battle, there's a player phase song that's usually a set song, unless it's a random Risen battle, which you can change it. And then there's an enemy phase song that plays when it's their turn. That's the only part of the game that will play that song regardless of whose turn it is or if you're in battle or not. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, it's literally called ... So
ellipses.
Um,
Yeah, that's when what's her name dies.
But yeah, Fire Emblem Awakening has a pretty epic soundtrack. Very nicely done, orchestrated.
Yeah.
And it also has some very familiar sounding tunes to add in. So that's great. What else?
Honestly, for as long as I played this game, I don't know what's not epic about it.
We've already talked about the DLC, the gameplay, the characters, the story, the
The
graphics.
DLC, really, the only thing I see the DLC is a way to break your characters early.
Something
Especially
that
if
you've
you
already
get
done.
the golden pack.
Yeah. Oh, and the rest of the DLC is mostly fan service, especially the beach one.
Beach one?
Yeah, there's a beach one, like,
Yeah, Japan has one where literally everyone dresses up in like swim trunks and bikinis.
like, yeah, like, they even have,
I can't wait for that.
they have CGs of the two, most popular, characters in Japan on the popularity poll of both genders. Like, for male, it's, Crom and, Gaius, and for the females, it's Cordelia and Tharja.
Cordelia! Yes,
I think Sever has one too.
Well, Severa's on the child one,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, because the most popular male child character, I know one of them was Owen.
Hers is in another story, Secret Spa of Bonds, is where she has a special.
The two
CG.
females for that one is Severa and Lucina.
Ew, Lucina.
So what else?
And
can
then
we talk about?
I don't know who the other male is, but I know one of them is Owen.
That's right, he is. Boop, boop, boop. Sexy
Landon
and
would
I
tap
am.
So,
Landon would tap Owen.
I think the only thing that we haven't talked about, and I don't think we can really talk about, is the multiplayer. There is multiplayer, but it's not online.
The dual thing or the street pass?
The dual thing, not the street pass.
the double duel.
Oh yeah, the thing where it says you can make a room or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that covers it. You can do-
Yeah, because I can't access that at all.
So this is the point in the review where we cover how just amazing one character specifically is.
Oh no, here it is.
And
I'm
this
gonna go ahead and go to bed now.
Okay,
Go
good
ahead
night.
and talk about
Good night, sweet prince.
Stay your sword hand.
Down, sword hand.
Down, sword hand. So,
Alright, so
What?
go ahead and talk about Owain.
the child of Lisa, and insert random male here, the most amazing character ever conceived with human eyes. What? That didn't make sense at all, and I know it didn't.
At least Landon's different sides are cooperating this time and not arguing.
Fuck you. No, you. Okay. Sad. Is, of course, Owain Dark, avenging avenger of justice.
His sword hand gnaws at his soul.
Owain is a playable character from Fire Emblem Awakening. He is the son of Lisa from the future, and if she marries another character, the nephew of her nephew and Chrome, and cousin to Lucina. If Lisa marries a male avatar, then Morgan will be Owen's sister, otherwise he will be an only child. If Chrome marries a female avatar, then Morgan will be his cousin. Blah, 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 blah. Basically, he's pretty much your Long Quay type character, where he's a near for doom.
Times 1,000.
But with more personality.
Long Quay doesn't need personality.
He criticals.
He crits people who gets in his way. Pretty much, Owain, he's the special case. He's a special case.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, he's a special case. Like, literally, he's mental.
Yeah, but he's the good kind. He's the good kind of mental.
Down, sword hand.
Dawn! Sacred stones! Elm's wood! Those are literally things he says. Like, you can't make this up.
Yeah, but the problem is you can't really make fun of him because by the time he does, he pretty much just crits your ass.
Kills you.
Most people don't have time to make fun of Owain because they're already dead.
Dual strike. I like just reading some of his. Be gone, fiend. Face me, evildoer. We fight as one. Watch him learn.
It also doesn't help if Long Quay ends up being his father, which actually is really, besides Gregor, is the best choice because he's already broke himself, ends up getting lethality, so yeah.
Depends on what kind of Owain you want. Because Owain becomes like one of the most broken characters in the game. That's kind of how the assassins and swordmasters end up kind of becoming.
I think he is the single most broken character in the game.
Besides, if you make Morgan his child.
Oh god, then Morgan's even more broken.
That's like huge stats.
That's like end of the universe stats.
A hero is never idle. My sword hand twitches. Join me. Fighters assemble.
Yeah, as if Owain wasn't like a critical master, lethality just, considering it's an instant kill, doesn't really help matters.
And hungers.
Although if you do it right, you really don't need lethality. Arms thrift will probably actually be more useful to you.
Yeah, it is.
Because the trick with arms thrift is that if your luck is good enough, you won't use a use for it. But if you can get the all stat +2 item and increase his luck to 50, essentially means that it's guaranteed that his sword will never break.
I could have stayed home. Owain needs no aid. Child's play. Down, sword hand. I am invincible.
Landon, you should tell everybody here how you beat the final boss.
Okay, so in my first playthrough of the game, when I was... Yeah, well...
When you were breaking Owain.
Yeah, well, pretty much, yeah. I towards the end of the game, I was like I had some pretty beefy characters, and I was just like that Owain wasn't even like as broken as the one I have in this other playthrough I'm working on right now. I wasn't even paying attention to skills and stuff. He had like fucking heal touch or something.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't heal, so he doesn't need that. But whatever, he's got that. Cool. Basically what I did was I decided it would be funny for Chapter 25 and Endgame to give him a tree branch, and I forged it to where it I didn't forge any of the stats or anything. I literally just forged it to change its name just where it would say Owain's Wood. Then what I did was I had him walk up to the boss of Chapter 25, smack her, killed her instantly with a critical. Then for Grima, it was like he did 87 damage.
He would knock out a chick with his wood in one hit.
Yes, he would. And then for Endgame, for the Grima fight, I had him Cynthia escort him up there really quick, and then it took me like 5 turns, and I think that was including Grima fighting back.
What, to walk up there or just to mow down some of the mooks?
Oh, I didn't have him bother too much with the mooks.
Oh.
I literally just...
Owain's Wood doesn't have time for mooks.
No, Owain's Wood, that was 5 turns to beat Grima.
Oh, you just weren't actually killing him yet.
No, I had everyone else taking care of those people.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, I had Cynthia and Owain just walk up there and 6 damage, 6 damage, 3 damage, 3 damage, 3 damage, because he had a star, so he's 3 damage, 3 damage, 3 damage, 3 damage,
yeah.
6 damage, 6 damage, 3 damage, 3 damage, 3 damage, 3 damage, 6 damage, 3 damage, 3 damage, 3 damage, 3 damage, death. You watched. It was
Yeah, that was great.
like these guys are going on all like, this is how I beat the final boss. I had like this amazing crit combo going, and I'm like, yeah, I beat it with a tree branch.
I beat it with a stick. Like, I'll admit, I had a crit combo going with Anna and Isaac. Like, Anna and Isaac, and then I think Morgan were the three people that basically beat down Grim on their own. But that Owain story is that's just pinnacle, summit. That is the level to beat.
And he was technically paired up with Cynthia, but she wasn't doing jack. Like,
She did no
Owain
damage.
needs no aid.
he needs no aid, and because like whenever Grima would attack, she would miss, and even the times that she, there were some times when the attack would get blocked. Even then, like she had like a 20% hit rate, and I don't even know how much damage she would normally do. Probably 0.
Yeah, I think Grima's at that point is just too powerful for anybody that really can't do anything.
Yeah, and so
Well,
like
Grima is set up to be wicked strong because he's the final boss.
Obviously not that
Or she.
strong.
Well, the thing is, he's not meant for an overly broken character.
who had most, if not all, of his stats already maxed out.
Yeah. What he's meant to be, or she is meant to be, Grima is meant to be the character who is, on their own, could take on your entire army of units that you can send into the fight.
I did send in my entire army.
But if you break your army like Landon did, then you only need one person for your army.
You know what's sad? That wasn't even broken. Like, that wasn't even like...
That was the Owain before, he became God too.
That was Owain before he ascended.
That was before Owain became Owain Dark, avenging Avenger of Justice.
That was like seeing Owain. Bytor Owain is far stronger.
Yeah. It's because Bytor, he's the seed of Bytor. That's why. He can't die, because when he does, he just comes back to life. On permadeath.
So, now that we've talked about Owain,
Wait, we're
I
done.
think that about covers everything.
I gotta say the skills my current one has. Let me see if the game's still... Okay. So my current guy, he's a sword master. Bytor, of course, is his father, which is the Avatar character, so that kind of explains a lot. His skills currently are arms drift or whatever, which is attack without expending a weapon use, which we were talking about before, which is trigger percentage equals luck stat times 2. He has a luck stat of 52 plus 2. That's natural. These aren't from like pair-ups. Gale Force allows the unit to act again upon defeating a foe once per turn, which you get through Lisa if you make her a Pegasus Knight and then promote her to a Dark Flyer, which I did with this one. And I also made her a War Cleric, and she's a Sage now. Sword Fairy grants Strength plus 5 if using a sword. Since he's a Sword Master, he's always using a sword. Plus Magic plus 5 if using Leaven Sword. All Stat plus 2 grants plus 2 stats to all stats. And Astar strikes 5 times at half damage. Trigger percentage equals skill stat divided by 2. He has a skill stat of 44 plus 2. And I believe, what else does he have like on standby if I ever wanted to throw it? He has the Avoid plus 10. He's got Pass, Lethality, and Vantage on standby. I gave him a Killing Edge, but I renamed it Death Edge.
Death Edge.
He's got a Legendary Blade, and then he's got his normal blade, the one you get that dug up the well and picked it, or did like cut apples and stuff. That one, which I also forged that, but I didn't change the name. I don't think. I don't know. Yeah, and he's paired up with Sevra, who has Gale Force, Sword Breaker, Axe Breaker, Lance Breaker, and Soul. And there's the game.
So, closing statement.
There goes the battle. I'll let you guys go first.
Oh, I see. Saving Landon for last.
Landon need no aid.
Landon need no aid. Me, Landon, we don't need aid.
Yeah, Landon does need aid. That's right, Landon. Fuck you. Thanks.
All right.
Oh.
How about we have Justin start this one off?
Wait, yeah, Justin? How about actually, Justin?
Huh?
Explain why you got into Fire Emblem
Oh,
Awakening. And then why you bought the game. And,
well,
how you bought the
to be
game.
You
Well,
are now
quite-
in Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Tell us why you got into Fire Emblem right now.
Otherwise,
Well-
fuck you in the ass.
Well, honestly, I just was lurking around. I was lurking around YouTube, and I just looking at random stuff, and I noticed Fire Emblem. I'm like, oh, okay. So I just decided to look at it because, hardly any Fire Emblem games ever come over here, and with the whole Super Smash Bros. Promoting them mostly, I decided to just check it out. And it actually looked pretty interesting, and, I saw some of the story, but, before it gets to the point where it fucks with your head, so, it wasn't, like, complete mindfuck for me yet. So I decided, hey, the story's interesting
You
enough,
watched
maybe I'll go grab it.
Come on, man.
Yeah, so I decided, I'll give it a shot. And so I decided literally to just go buy on a whim to try it out, and I get myself a Fire Emblem 3DS just for the occasion.
I feel like buying, a game. I guess I'll buy a new system to go along with it.
So that I could actually play the game, because, I mean, Justin didn't have a system.
No.
He
Yeah.
bought the system for the game.
And what better system to get than the one that's actually based off the game?
So, what's your overall thoughts of the game now that you've played it for like 90
Oh.
hours?
Well, at first I thought the game was going to be like how I have Final Fantasy Tactics. It's going to be something I play on and off. Like, it's going to be fun to play, but I'm going to take occasional breaks from it simply because, those kind of games, especially if I want to get my guys just right.
And
Take a
then you
while.
ended up with 96 hours of gameplay.
Well, first I ended up with almost 24 hours of gameplay on the day I bought it.
This is true fact. I was there.
Wow.
Well, yeah, considering me and Landon were discussing strategies while Cloud was like, ooh, maybe I should get this.
What's a Fire Emblem?
What's a Fire Emblem?
So, yeah, between playing it and discussing
Is it
what
edible?
skills... I don't know, something with the word fire probably should be. So yeah, between discussing like tactics and what skills go with better, what characters, who's got the best growth rates, and actually playing the game, it was actually capturing my attention more than I originally thought it would. And this is funny because, I never actually tried any Fire Emblem game ever. I've looked at some, but I've never actually bought any. And this is technically the first Fire Emblem I've ever actually purchased. And
So
from
you've stolen other ones. Gotcha. Thanks.
Yeah, I stole those.
Okay. Let me call up the FBI real quick. Thanks.
We're going to call it Nintendo.
Nintendo, Justin stole.
So, what do you call it? So yeah, for being the first Fire Emblem game I've actually ever played, it caught my attention pretty fast considering the amount of time I put into it. I liked pretty much all the characters. I especially liked most of them for their voice actors alone. Because a lot of them are iconic, a lot of them are from stuff I already know, and some of them are from characters that are my favorite in other franchises. So hearing their voices for characters that I already like, that's like a double plus. And For some reason, the mind screw part, which is where the story starts going, paradoxes, what are those? Is actually the part that captivated me the most for some strange reason. I don't know why. I just wanted to see how it would turn out. And this whole like apocalyptic future thing also kind of drew me in, especially when it shows the CG and you actually see Grima and you're like, well, fuck.
Oh, fuck me in the ass.
Some big ass fucking shark tooth. I call him shark tooth because he's actually got like 3 rows of teeth when he opens his mouth. Some big ass fucking dragon thing. It's like, oh well, there goes the universe. And then Lucina doing her best impression of "You shall not pass," which I don't even know how she gets out of that one because he's about ready to eat her. Supposedly, from what I read up on the wiki, she gets saved by what's her name? Naga, which we actually never actually mentioned. Naga's supposedly their god, they're the good one. The one
They're
that
not really
won't...
gods.
Well, yeah, she even explains they're not really gods. They're just kind of like higher beings that just so happen to be there. But they're not actually gods, which actually is an interesting factor because most games with divine beings like that always consider themselves gods. And the fact that she even flat out tells you that she's not a god intrigues me. It's almost like they're just higher beings that just so happen to be there, but there are probably things out there that are even stronger than they are. But yeah, she kind of helps Lucina get out of that by actually transporting her and the other kids to the past, which is the present.
Which is the future of the past of the first Fire Emblem games.
Yeah.
Happy face.
Basically, it's Mind Screw City when it comes to time. And yeah, I just thought the story was captivating. The time paradox thing might be it might just be a little snag in the story writing. A lot of people might consider that bad writing. I honestly don't really care. I actually enjoyed it, regardless. And yeah, between the characters, the intriguing story, and just the overall, like, I love the combat system. I don't think I've ever been absorbed in a combat system quite like it. The pairing is definitely a must. It really helps out in battle. And it's got a lot of replayability if you want to actually get all the supports and, do all the side quests and everything in it. So overall, it's definitely a game that will take up a lot of your time, as I've demonstrated earlier. So overall, really great game. Honestly don't know what I'd actually scored, but if we're not counting scores, then I'll just say that it's definitely a game I'm going to be playing for a very, very long time.
A buy-it game. See, we don't have to rate games on a scale. We can also give it like whatever you want to use for a scale to go with. It's fine by me.
The bang scale,
But
9 out of 10 would bang.
9 out of 10 would bang.
So yeah, now that I've fangasmed over it, what are your thoughts, Cloud?
Okay, so I first wanted to try this game mostly because Landon and Justin were playing it a lot, and they were talking.
Lol. Owain, lol. Oh, lol.
The thing is they were constantly dragging me into the Skype conversation as if to imply, Cloud, yeah, because you were, instead of talking to him directly, you were talking to him in the chat with me there. So I was reading all about Fire Emblem, and I was like, it looks like it's interesting, and I need a new 3DS game that's good. So I decided to buy it, and I ended up spending like 8 hours in my first night, and then the night that I ended up beating it, I couldn't beat it all in one go when I all in one sitting when I did that because I hadn't worked that day. But I ended up beating it after I got out of work. But when I was the night before, I played it 11 hours straight, and by the time I had to go into work, I was on the end game. Like I was on Grima, and I was like, oh my god. Mm-hmm. And I was, I think I was on I was just about to do like the Valmise mission. So I was like halfway into the game. And I just flipped through the second half in one night because I was just that enthusiastic about the game. The battle system,
I think you were so enthusiastic about it because it's like, what the fuck? What is Justin doing playing that?
time paradoxes.
So go on.
I really like the battle system. I played a fair few strategy RPGs. I played Disgaea, I played Final Fantasy Tactics. I played Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced too. So I know that there's usually differences. I've actually even played a little bit of Pokemon Conquest, but anyway. I know there's differences usually to make each game feel unique. And Fire Emblem, it presents a lot of concepts in strategy RPGs that are very familiar to the series, but then it adds little twists that make it unique, which is what I like about it, is that it was very familiar while being its own thing at the same time. I like the pairing system. That was pretty cool. I liked the just amount of different units that you could get and the sheer progress that you could make with them. To compare, in Disgaea, you have to reincarnate your characters, and they start back at level 1. While they do get some of their stats, there's a lot of grinding. And while there's grinding in this game, it doesn't feel nearly as bad. Especially...
Yeah. Actually, I find you level up really easily in this game.
Yeah, you level up really easily. So the grinding doesn't feel as tedious. And then to compare with... Unless you're Landon, I guess.
I have a story to tell.
Okay. So, we'll get... All right, we'll talk. We'll let you when you go. And then to compare to Final Fantasy Tactics, while the building up, like in Final Fantasy Tactics, I really love the story. Like it's still my favorite story out of any strategy RPG. But it takes a little bit to build up, as well as the characters. The characters have to build up a little bit before you start really fleshing them out. But in Fire Emblem, everything is very streamlined and very smooth progression. So even from the beginning of the game, after you've gotten through the tutorials a little bit, or if you're playing on harder difficulties so you don't have to really deal with them as much, you don't feel like you're being forced into, okay, this is the opening of the game, when do I get that fun? You're having fun, you're having like,
you don't have fun until chapter 4. Or 3, whatever it is.
It's a lot quicker though than most strategy RPGs though.
There's no fun.
You get a couple of tutorials and then boom, you're right in the action. You get to go right into this huge swooping story that goes through the rest of the game. I like the music. The music is really nice. Familiar tunes, epic orchestration. Voice acting is great. Graphics were great, like I had already gone over. It's very replayable because it's one of those games where you're going to keep going back to it in order to, perfect those certain units that you use the most. You're going to make sure that your avatar's as boss as you can make them. You're going to make sure that you have all the characters that you can possibly get. You're going to make sure to break every character as far as you possibly can, like Landon.
Only two.
Only two. But you're going, and the thing is there's so many characters that you can get, but at the same time, unlike Final Fantasy Tactics or Disgaea, where a lot of your characters consist of generic support, everybody in Fire Emblem, for the most part, has a story. Unless it's a DLC character, because after you've gotten through their little story, they're kind of done. But everybody's a character that has some sort of story, some sort of backstory that you can go into. The supports flesh out that. The supports I thought were really nice, which being new to Fire Emblem, I wasn't really accustomed to the whole support thing, but I liked doing it because it was a really nice piece of side gameplay. A lot of the features I really liked going into, like the downloading stuff, getting rewards for your renown score, all of that. Cool. Downloadable content was really cool. It's an all-around really solid, really good strategy RPG. And if you have a 3DS and have any interest in Fire Emblem or in strategy RPGs, the accessibility plus the addictive nature of this game, compounded with everything else, you definitely need to play it. And I would give it a 9 out of 10. Would bang.
You would bang it. Okay.
Okay. Landon, it's your turn.
Okay,
Tell us
so
the epic story.
oh, I'm gonna tell that story afterwards.
Okay.
After I tell this story. One night on a mountain far ago. What? No. So my Fire Emblem experience beforehand. I didn't play Fire Emblem games beforehand. I mean, I've I've played Sacred Stones because that was a free game, and that kind of sparked my interest in the series. And it was actually really good practice for before getting into Awakening. Even though I haven't finished it yet, I need to go back and finish Sacred Stones. I might have to restart Sacred Stones because I really fucked up a lot. That's a story for another time.
Actually, technically, you said that you were playing Emblem Awakening.
Yeah, I never played Fire Emblem Awakening. I got the one and only copy of Emblem Awakening. And for those who don't think that exists, well, fuck you.
There's a reason why he said one and only.
The one and only, because you don't have it, so fuck off.
And in subtitles, the name of this game is actually Owain, the Avenging Avenger of Justice.
Owain Dark, Avenging Avenger.
Owain Dark.
You get it right.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
John Travolta is turning into a drag version. Okay, that's weird.
What?
What does that have to do with Emblem Awakening?
I don't know. But, so I had some, like, little bit of experience, so, like, I wasn't going in there, whatever, I'll just, fuck it, yeah. No, like, I knew what I was kind of getting into. Although I've had, like, friends who play Fire Emblem games, so, like, I also knew about it through that. Even though I don't own any of the other ones, even though I really want to have them, but I'm not spending, like, $80 just to get Radiant Dawn. It's too much. It's too much. But then, like, Fire Emblem Awakening came out, and I knew it was going to have high production values and stuff, because, yeah. It's a Nintendo
It was
game.
really hyped up.
Yeah, it was pretty hyped, and I was like, I'm pretty hyped for this, whatever.
Oh god, you should have seen the fucking eShop, the mess it was in.
Oh god, it's true. And I kind of needed a new retail game because I hadn't bought one since... What was my last one? Oh, Paper Mario. That was my last one. Let's see, because I got
The sticker
Precious
store.
Access first. Then I think I got I got Mario Kart 7 next. And then I got Super Mario 3D Land and Pokemon Rumble Blast for Christmas. Then I got Resident Evil Revelations. Then I got Kid Icarus. Then I got Mario Tennis Open. Oh, before Mario Tennis Open, I got Sonic Generations for a birthday. Then Mario Tennis Open. Then Heroes of Ruin. Then Paper Mario, Sticker Star. So I didn't have anything this year yet. So I was like, why not Fire Emblem Awakening, right? Because it's a really good game. It's really good. And there's Owain, and it's really good. And there's Owain, and there needs to be more voice acting. And there needs to be more CGI stuff, and there's Owain, and there needs to be more Owain, and he needs to be only a playable character.
Why do I hear weird... Okay. Landon, what are you doing over there?
It's not what you think.
Landon? Landon?
Cloud.
Landon?
Think.
No.
Cloud. What do you think I'm doing?
Why?
What do you think I'm doing, Cloud? Tell me what you think I'm doing.
You couldn't have waited.
What do you think I'm doing?
I'm asking you. For the love of God and all that is holy. Anyway.
What do you think I'm doing?
No, you may continue.
Okay.
No, not doing that.
What, wagging my finger up and down while my sweater hits
You're talking about
my
fire.
thumb? Okay, so yeah, it's a really good game, and it's really good, and normally I don't buy DLC, but for some reason this game I bought all the DLC packs thus far.
Yeah.
Owain.
Owain. Pretty much because Owain needs to go through and beat them all.
Owain needs to
Owain,
be an avenging Avenger.
yeah, he needs to be in the next Smash Bros. Game. If he's not, I'm done. Like,
You're petitioning Nintendo.
I'm gonna go up to Nintendo and I'm gonna punch Reggie in the face and say, Reggie, my body was ready. Where the fuck is Owain? That's another thing.
Funny.
Frederick says my body is
Yeah,
ready.
Frederick, I was about to say, that line is actually used in the game.
Yeah, he actually used that. There was a couple of other inside jokes that were used, but you have to be keen to pick them out.
Yes. So my story, because Cloud was like, yeah, there's no level grinding. It doesn't get tedious. Oh.
I didn't say that it doesn't get tedious. I'm saying it doesn't feel as tedious as in other games.
Oh, it does. So this is the story. So I started a second file after I accidentally saved it on my first file, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make the perfect character, plural, because I needed to. So I was gonna make Severa, and so what that involves is changing a lot of classes and leveling people up a lot, and changing more classes. And changing more classes because I got to have the parents be all good, and then I have to have, the kids all good. So it takes, about 6 people normally to get, characters all good. And so, I had to make Lisa. She had to level up to at least a level 10 cleric. She got up to, I think, level 15. And then I switched her over to a Pegasus Knight, and then she went up as a Dark Flyer. And then I switched her over to a War Cleric, and she went up all the way through War Cleric to level 20, and now she's a Sage because I needed Gale Force. And then Vitor, who's my avatar character, he would be, once he hit level 10 or something, I don't know, 20 probably, he became a mercenary for 10 levels, and then I switched him back to Tactician, and then now he's a Grandmaster. And so because I needed Arms Riff or whatever the fuck that is, because he can't break a weapon, okay? And then Owain, he needed to become, he needed to become an assassin. And then he needed to be switched over to a, sword master. Okay? See my problem? And that took a while. And I had to grind supports. And, so Severa and Owain would marry. And,
Support.
And, then I had to deal with Severa over there. And, Long Quay, he had to become, he had to become a Griffin Rider, for Jesus Christ's sake.
For Jesus Christ's sake.
Yeah, he needed to have a Lancebreaker. And that's how you get that.
Yeah.
He needed a Lancebreaker, and then she needed to become, what was it?
Swordbreaker?
For Swordbreaker, she needed to become a Wyvern Lord. And then she needed to switch over to Hero. And fucking Cordelia had to be, become a fucking Pegasus Knight. And then she was like, okay, now I'm a Pegasus Knight because that's what I start off as. Now I have to become a Dark Flyer for Gale Force. Now she's a Falcon Knight because, didn't need 3, 4 Dark Flyers. Because next I'm going to be working on Indigo. And Olivia needs to be level up. And then Varian, or whatever the fuck his piece of shit name is.
Varian.
He needs
Verizon.
Verizon, he gets all the signals.
He needs, he needs to level up too. Right now he's a sniper. I'm going to keep him a sniper. Except I'm going to make him a bow knight. So then he comes back to us the sniper. And then, I need to work on fucking Morgan. I don't even know what I want to do for Morgan. And then I need to work on fucking, you see where this is going, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a lot of time. I get bored really easy, so now I've been playing Crash Mode. Overall, would bang. I'd stick my dick in that. I'd buy 3 copies, just so one has jizz all over. And the other
I
is
remember.
impregnated, the other one that can play.
He has his own Lisa.
A quick story. I went to go buy Fire Emblem, and I texted Landon, and he was like, oh, thanks, I needed another copy. I was like, I'm not getting you a copy.
Yeah, you are.
And then you were like, yeah, you are. And then you were like, you need 4 copies.
You need
I was like, well, I'm only getting 1. I was like, thanks, I needed another one. I was like, you only need 1. I'm only getting 1.
I need 4. Okay? And then when I found out fucking Pikachu's in this game, I was like, no, I'm done. I'm done. I'm selling this copy. I'm done.
What in the hell? Okay.
Remember, Pikachu's voice actor's in this game.
That's true. Ikue Otani is in this game.
I'm done.
You're done.
Even if I never hear his voice.
Because,
I didn't switch over to Japanese voices.
yeah, you didn't.
Because fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that noise. The only things I listen to in Japanese are animes for subs.
Yep. Alright,
Yeah.
so, any closing statement there to wrap up here?
DLC's good. Owain.
Owain's good?
Owain. I like playing The Legend of Owain Dark, Avenging Avenger of Justice.
In parentheses for Bloom Awakening.
Yeah.
And
Emblem 13.
Bloom 13.
It's the 13th game in the series.
Actually, it's Bloom Thartarn.
Thartarn. Thartron.
Thartron.
You say that. Thartron.
Is that the evolution of Ultron?
No. Fuck you.
No, it is so high above Voltron that it is an ascension.
It's God tier, okay? Just like
Right.
Owain is. You know how there's first tier, second tier, there's 0 tier, first tier, second tier characters? Then there's the God tier. That's reserved for Owain Dark.
Not even. Owain has his own tier. That's above God tier.
That's right. Because there's God Knuckles tier, which is God tier.
Yeah.
There's Owain.
And there's Owain tier.
There's Owain tier.
You know what we need to, even though it would destroy the universe, we need
should
to
wrap
have
it.
we need to have Owen fight Raston.
Alright. So, the general consensus, basically to end our review, is Emblem Awakening. Can't get it because it's the only copy in existence.
Boom.
But
Done. Suck my dick.
But Fire Emblem Awakening, definitely should get it. Great game.
I guess. I mean, somehow my Emblem Awakening is compatible with other people's Fire Emblem Awakenings, so I can street pass with them. So,
Thank you for watching, listening to our review.
thanks for
Whip
sucking
bang
my dick.
again.
We'll see you next time.
When you suck my dick.
No.
Again.
For the 8th
In the
time.
name of the Avenging Avenger of Justice.
Down, Sword Hand.
Down, Sword Hand.
And hungers.